Hello folks, welcome to the last part in this Call of Duty style loadout system tutorial series. Today we're going to take a look at how to set up menu states using enumeration and then making our back button a multifunctional button to go through multiple different screens as the player selects different types of weapons and goes through their loadout. I really hope you enjoyed this series. If you do, let me know in the comment section what you thought about the series and what I could do better, or what type of series that you would be interested in. I'll be more than happy to consider that for my next tutorial series. Thank you again for stopping by and good luck with your project. Let's go ahead and get into the video today. Let's get started on the back button. So if we go to our content drawer, loadout system folder and the UI folder, you have your pause menu there. Right now we are currently using booleans to notify our pause menu if a set menu is open or not, but we're going to change this. We're going to change this to a enumeration. So in your content drawer, right click and search for an enumeration. And this would be e_menu states. Open this up, and first we're going to have a null. This is when our loadout menu is not open. And the second one we're going to have is our main loadout screen. Next is our selected loadout screen. Next would be our primary screen. And then you have your sidearm. You don't need to add screen, but I'm just adding it here. And then we have melee. Then we have our lethals and tactical screen. Perk 1, perk 2, and perk 3. Let's go ahead and save and close this. In our pause menu, we're going to go ahead and create a new variable. And this would be our menu space state. And this would be of the enumeration that we just created. E-menu states. Let's go ahead and compile and save it. Now we need to revamp our entire pause menu code so we can get this menu state to be functioning with our existing code. So first what we're going to do is where we have our loadout button. So this is our main function that opens and closes the loadout. We're going to drag this back a little. And we're going to drag in our menu state. And we're going to say get menu state. And then drag off of this and then say equal. Make sure this is an equal enum. And we have equal enum none. So we can get rid of this boolean where we have is loadout open. But we're going to continue using this branch. So drag this branch back a little. Connect the boolean to the branch. Now it's the logic. If our menu state is null, which is basically no loadout, then we want to go ahead and we can get rid of this set boolean because we're no longer going to be using it. If the menu state is null, then we want to go ahead and make it so that our loadout button container and our background is visible. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this true to this visibility. And then of course the false will get connected here. Compile, and then what we also want to do is our menu state. After this is open, we need to set up our menu state. So drag this menu state on here at the end of this execution. Where we have it set to hidden, we want to set this to null, and where we have this set to visible, we want to set this to our main loadout screen. If I press play, and if I press T, and if I select the loadout, you can see how the loadout actually opens up. And if I select the loadout again, it's going to go ahead and close it. We'll fix this in just a second. And to more visually show you this menu state, I'm going to go to the designer, select the canvas panel, go ahead and search for a text, drag the text onto the canvas panel, and I'm going to select the text block here and then move it all the way down to the bottom. This is again, we're only going to be using temporarily just so that we can see our different menu state. And let's go ahead and select this bind and create a binding. Drag off of this return value and search for format. And this format text, we're going to type in menu state : and then we're going to do a open parenthesis bracket and then type in state and then close the parenthesis bracket. What this will do, it will give me a secondary option to enter the state. I can drag this menu state and do a get, and then I'm going to say enum to string, and then this I'm going to go ahead and plug it into the state. Compile. And now if I press play and press T, you see the menu state is set to null. And when I press the loadout, the menu state is now. This is our main loadout screen. I'm going to also make it nice and tidier. So I'm going to select all of this code right here, right click, and I'm going to collapse the node. And this would be toggle main menu. The UI hovered, we're not going to touch this function because we don't really need to change anything here. So I'm going to move this up. And UI unhovered, we stopped using it. But I'm just going to leave it here. And now let's work on our next one. So UI on clicked. So this is when our loadout actually gets clicked. We're notifying that the weapon container is open. And then we're making our back button visible. And then we're also playing that animation to move everything into place. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and get our Boolean out of the way. We're going to delete it. Drag your menu state and say get menu state. And we want to make sure that this menu state is not null. So we're going to say if it is not equal to null, right? So as long as it's not in the main menu, which is not the case, which will never be the case, but a failsafe is always going to be a good thing to do. Then we will go ahead and show the back button and then play the animation forward for both of them. I'm going to go ahead and plug this true over here, compile, and then I'm going to go ahead and drag this menu state and then set this new menu state to selected loadout screen. I'm going to select this and then I'm going to again collapse our graph. So go ahead and collapse node, and this would be open selected loadout. And that'll be that. So what this does is basically when I go into the loadout and now I select the loadout, we're in the main loadout screen. And when I click on the actual loadout, now you notice that the state has now changed to selected loadout screen. We're going to now move this up. And now we're going to go ahead and work on our next code here. This is our entire back button code that we were doing previously, which we no longer need. We're going to change this whole thing up. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this. And we will be working on this back button in just a moment. Let's go ahead and set up our states for our individual weapons. So in our function where we are actually setting up our primary, secondary, and such, we have repetitive functions here. If you notice that we are getting our loadout container to be made hidden, and our loadout button is going to be hidden here. And then also we are making the back button visible here. So we can combine all of this into one specific function. For this, I'm going to go ahead and then create a new function to control this. So I'm going to create a new function and we're going to say handle equipment selected. Here, I'm going to go ahead and get this loadout container visibility, hold down control, and then you can also select the main button visibility. And while now holding control again, and then you can select this back button visibility. I'm going to right click and cut this function and then go into my handle equipment at selected and then paste it here. And then now I can go ahead and connect this here, connect all of this together, and then also make my back button to be visible. So this is one function that's going to handle all of it. Compile, and now in my event graph, off of primary weapon selected, I'm going to go ahead and set my menu state to primary screen and get rid of this weapon select open. And we're going to go ahead and set up our widget. Now, one more thing that I'm doing here is that I'm playing that animation forward. The custom buttons get disappeared when I select this primary weapon. I no longer want this to play as an animation. I just want to take that custom loadout button and then just hide it. So that would be our W loadout container. So I'm going to do a get, and then I'm going to say set visibility, drag off of this, and then I'm going to make it hidden. So if I were to select the primary weapon directly before selecting our loadout box, then our custom loadout screen will just disappear as well. So here we have set up our menu state to primary. I'm going to move this up a little, so making room for the secondary. Now for the secondary, I'm going to do the same thing, drag our menu state here, and then set this menu state to our secondary, which is our sidearm screen. And I have a Boolean function here. We no longer require any of this. We have simplified the entire process. And then also this loadout container, we don't need it. We don't need to hide any of this. And then also the back button, we don't need it. We only need to create the widget and put it on the screen after creating a reference. That's all we have to do here. So this is how we're very much so simplifying the entire process, right? So again, the menu state for lethals would be set to lethals. We don't need the Boolean anymore. We don't need this visibility anymore. And we don't need this back button as well. We just need to create this widget. One thing that we do need to do is obviously we created the function, so we do need to connect this function. So let's go ahead and connect this handle equipment selected to all of this. After the widget is selected, that's perfectly fine because it all happens like very quickly that you wouldn't really notice. If you do, you can always take this handle weapon select equipment selected forward. I'm going to do the same thing for tacticals and set the menu state for tacticals as tactical screen. Connect this in here, and then go ahead and handle equipment selected here. Next would be our perk. So now we have set up our menu state for each and every single selection in our game. We can go ahead and compile and save. And now we're ready to work on the back button. When the back button is clicked, we want to check what is our current menu state. So we want to go ahead and get our menu state and then do a switch function. And then connect this back button in here. Based on our current state of our menu, we need to do certain things. So if we're in our main loadout screen, we don't really have a back button here. We only get a back button in our selected loadout screen. So when the selected loadout, if we are in the selected loadout screen and we select the back button, we want to go ahead and open our main loadout screen. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and create a quick function. This would be open underscore main loadout screen. Inside of this main loadout screen, all we have to do is to, in our animations, we need to get our move left, get, and our move left custom loadout buttons, and then we just need to play animation in reverse. Connect this in here. Same thing, play animation in reverse, connect this in here. And then now because we have connected this, we need to make our menu state our main menu loadout screen. Compile and save. Now back in our back button, we're going to go ahead and then connect this open main loadout screen here. So if I'm in the loadout screen, selected loadout screen, and if I select the back button, it's going to take me to the main loadout screen. And if we're in the primary screen or sidearm or any of these, we want to create a new function, but we want to be able to create one function and then be able to set it back to our selected loadout screen. To do that, I'm going to create a new function, and this would be close underscore equipment select. I'm going to select the actual function and I'm going to do an input, and then this would be our widget of choice, and the type would be a widget object reference. A widget object reference. Compile, save. So what happens is when we are in our primary screen or secondary screen or such, we want to take our actual widget and then we want to remove it from parent. This should get rid of it from our screen. And we now want to bring our loadout screen back in. So we're going to create a new function, and this is going to say open underscore loadout screen. What this will do is we're going to take our actual loadout container, get loadout container, and we're going to set our visibility to visible. We're going to get our menu state here, and we're going to go ahead and set this to selected loadout screen. In our close equipment, once we remove it from parent, we want to go ahead and we want to connect this open loadout screen. And inside of this loadout screen, we're already setting up the menu state, so we don't need to do anything here. In our main event graph on our back button, when the primary screen is selected, we want to go ahead and close the equipment select. And this is going to ask for a widget, and this would be our weapon select UI primary widget. We're going to do the close equipment select on our secondary and sidearm screen, and then set up our sidearm widget reference as our widget here. I'm going to plug this down here, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for the rest of them. So if I go ahead and press play, and I can press T, you have your loadout. Now select my loadout, and you can see I'm in the main loadout screen. Select my custom loadout, and that will bring you to the selected loadout screen. And if I select my primary weapon, then you have your primary screen here at the bottom, and this is my primary weapon. And if I press the back button here, you notice that the primary weapon screen has now gone, and then we have a selected loadout screen. Press the back button, and the custom buttons should show up. We're setting the loadout container to hidden here. So we need to go back to where we say open main loadout screen. We need to go ahead and set our loadout button container. We got to do a get and then say set visibility to visible. And then let me plug this in the beginning of this function here. And that should do it. Let's try that again. Press play, T, loadout, custom loadout one, select the primary weapon. Now I press the back, the selected loadout screen shows up, and if I press back, the custom loadout button shows up again. Now I can go ahead and select a different weapon, shotgun, right? Everything else seems to be working fine, right? And now if I press back, you see how the selected loadout screen shows up. I press back and the custom loadout is back at it again. And at this point, you can also choose to hide the back button. So we can go ahead and do that. Here where we open up our main loadout screen, I can go ahead and get my back button and then say set visibility here to hidden because we no longer need this. And one more thing that I can also do is to get my main loadout select button, which is this button up top here, which is our actual loadout main button, and then set that to visible as well. So the loadout main button, get, and then we're going to do a set visibility. And this would be visible. And that should work very well. So loadout, and if I select the loadout again, it's closed. Now I'm going to go ahead and select the custom loadout, select the weapon, press back, comes to the weapon, press back again, and you see the loadout screen is up there. Now if I select the loadout screen, we need to make sure that this is hidden. So back in our event graph, where we select our loadout main button, where we are hiding our container and our background, we also want to hide our loadout container. We want to go ahead and here we're going to set visibility to hidden. Compile and save. And one thing that I do want to check is to make sure that when I hover on the UI on hovered function, we want to make sure that this loadout button, loadout container visibility is set to visible. So set visibility here and then make sure that it is set to visible and connect it here. This way it would be visible when we start hovering on it. Let me move this out. And one more thing that I also want to do is when we have this loadout clicked, right? When we click on these weapons or such, I want to make sure that my menu state is the loadout container. If not, I'm not going to allow the player to select it. In your game, you can choose to do so. So here I'm going to go ahead and say, if this equals to, if our menu state equals to selected loadout screen branch, only then we want to go ahead and allow the player to go ahead and open the weapon directly. So we're forcing the player to select a custom loadout before they start looking at the weapons. So if I press play, press T, loadout, and I go ahead and I try to select this weapon, everything else in the back changes, but as you can see, we're still in the main loadout screen. Now when I select my custom loadout for one, and then select the primary weapon, and we have our weapons working fine. Now I can go ahead and press back. This will bring me here and back and such. And then now I can select the loadout again to go ahead and close it and press T to get rid of this as well. So folks, I hope this helped you a little bit in setting up the menus or giving you an idea on how you can set up these menu states in your game as well to control your UIs more efficiently. And with that being said, this concludes our Call of Duty style loadout tutorial series. Now, if you would like me to do any type of changes to the series or any other addition, please do let me know in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to make that addition to suit your game. But for now, we're done with this series. I'm really excited for my next series that will be coming out soon. I can't wait to share with you what we have in stock for you. If you would like to know what our next series is, please hit that subscribe button so you get notified as soon as my next series gets released. And if this video had helped you in any way, please hit that like button as this will help the video reach out to more and more developers just like you. Thank you once again for coming this far in this tutorial series. Hopefully this loadout system makes a change in your game and I hope you really enjoy this system. Thank you very much for stopping by and I'll catch you on the next one and good luck.